Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to solve day 26 problem of this month on LeetCode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. Problem number 1559. Detect cycles in 2D grid. So in this problem, you are given a 2D array of characters grid of size m into n. You need to find if there exists any cycle consisting of the same value in the grid. A cycle is a path of a length 4 or more in the grid that starts and ends at the same cell. From a given cell, you can move to one of the cells adjacent to it in one of the four directions: up, down, left, or right. If it has the same value of the current cell, only then you can move. Also, you can't move to the cell that you visited in your last move. For example, the cycle 1 1 to 1 2 and then again back to 1 1 is invalid because from 1 2 we visited 1 1, which was the last visited cell, right? So here from 1 comma 1 I go to 1 comma 2, then again I can't go back to this same, so this is invalid. So that simply means this is my, let's say, the last step, and then I move to this step. Okay, so when I move to this step, so this is my, let's say, parent of this, so I can't move back to the parent here. So that's the meaning of this line. Clear? We have to return true if any cycle of the same value exists in grid, otherwise we have to return false. Okay, and cycle is a path of length 4, so it will always be that, right? So whenever we are going to form a cycle, it will always be of having length 4 or more, because here if you see the shortest path, let me tell you here. So a, right? So here if you see, from here you start, you can move to this, right? Then you can move to this, then you can move to this, then again you are going to back to this. So this is having length 4. So length 3 cycle is not possible, right? It is never possible. Why? Because if you move from here to here, right, then only direction you can move is this, right? And you can't go back, right? So this is the shortest cycle that you can form. So we don't need to check this condition, uh, like we don't need to write anything about this condition. So if cycle is found, definitely it will have a length 4 or more, right? So we don't need to check any separate condition for that. That's what I'm saying here. So now here you have to form a cycle, right? So here if you see this example number 1, so you have something like this, and you can only move in 4 directions, right? So here let's say this is one of your metrics, let's say, and let's say you are here at 1 comma 1, right? This is 0 1 2 0 1 2. You are here. Now you can only move up, you can move to this right direction, you can move to the down direction, you can move to the left direction. So if you are here, let's say at 1 comma 1, and if you move up, so that is nothing but 0 comma 1, right? This is 0 comma 1. Same way if you move from here to here, that is nothing but 1 comma 1 comma 2, right? Same way if you move here, that simply is going to be 2 comma 1, right? Same way if you move here, that is nothing but 1 comma 0, right? If you want to move to up, move up, right? So you have to just add this minus 1 comma 0 to that particular cell. From this cell, if you want to move up, just add this minus 1 0, so you will move up. That's what I'm saying here, right? Same way from here to here you need to move. So what you need to do here, you have to add 0 comma 1, then you are going to move to the right direction. These are the coordinates I'm writing. If you want to move down, so you have to write 1 comma 0, right? In this, if you add 1, so 2, 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, so this is for down coordinate. Same way from here you want to move to this direction, so you have to add 0, and here you have to do minus 1. So that simply means you move to the left direction. So these are the coordinates actually. So I will write these coordinates. So these are the directions in which you can move, and you can say this is up, this is down, this is a right direction, and this is a left direction, right? So just keep this in mind, right? So here if you see, if I just give the rows values and column values, so if you start from here, let's say 0 0, so if you want to move to the right direction, let's say, so in this 0 comma 0 you have to add this right, that is nothing but 0 1. So here you get 0, here you get 1. So see, this is nothing but 0 1 only, right? So you move here. Now from here, if you want to move this, so this is nothing but 0 1, and if you want to move to the right, so right coordinates are 0 1, so just add these two, you are going to get 0 2. So this is nothing but 0 2 only, right? Same way, if you want to move here, so in 0 2, do 0 1, add 0 1, and you are going to move to 0 3. Now you are at 0 comma 3. Now if you want to move down, so add down is this 1 comma 0, add it. So you are going to get 1, and here 3. So this is nothing but 1 comma 3 only, right? So yeah, so this is very easy. We used to do this in many problems, right? So yeah, so here with what we have to do, we have to detect a cycle. So here if you see, we can only move in these directions, right? Up down left right. So here if you move this, move here, move here, then move here, then move here, then move here, and then after that you move back to this, right? So see, the cycle is possible, just return true if any cycle is possible, right? So this is one cycle is possible, right? Then next time you may plan to start from here, but no, why we need to start from here? Because if you see this green color, so green color is part of this component, let's say one component only, right? So even if you start from here now, so this is also the same thing you are checking now. Why you need to check the same thing again and again? Again this same cycle only you will get. Again if you start from here, let's say, again you will find the same cycle only. So you don't need to check, right? So if here if you see, if you're starting from here now and you find one cycle, you have to return true, and also side by side mark all these cell as visited. Next time, okay, so if cycle is found, if you found the cycle, just return true, right? But let's say if you don't find the cycle, then maybe you plan to start from here. Okay, these are already visited, right? But let's say you didn't find any cycle. Let's say there is some blockage over here. Let's say z is here, right? Then we can't form the cycle. Then you can start from z here. So Z, that's it. There is no cycle. Then from B you can start. So here you will find one cycle. Then you have to return true. But here we already find one cycle in the initial, right? So that's it. So you have to return true. So here if you see this diagram also, so here it is saying there are two valid cycles shown in different colors in the image below. That's it. Okay. And here I can simply apply DFS now. DFS I can use to for the detection of cycle, and with DFS I can also mark the cells visited which I already visit, right? And also I can keep track of the parent cells from where we are coming, right? So here I will treat the cells as maybe nodes, and I will treat these connections as edges, right? So I can treat this as a graph, right? And with this I can detect a cycle. So I will just apply the DFS for this problem. Very easy. DFS code is going to be very simple. Here if you see example number 2, start from here, mark this as visited, go here, go here, go here, go here, 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 then here, then here, then here, then here, then here. Yeah, so this is one cycle, right? So yeah, return true. That's it. Okay, next time if cycle is found, then just return, and there's no need to check, just return true. Here if you see example number 3, start from here, there's nothing else. Okay, mark it as visited. Then start from here. Okay, okay, duh. So mark this as visited. So there is no cycle found. So now I don't need to start from here because this is already a component of this. Then next time start from here. I can move this. Okay, mark this as visited, but cycle is not found. Then start from here. Nothing, right? Then start from here, nothing, right? So false. That's it. So this is what we need to do. And here the constant size is m is grid dot length, n is grid I dot length, m is nothing but the number of rows you have, n is nothing but number of columns you have, and m and n value is from 1 to 500, and grid consists of only of lowercase English letters. So yeah, so here let's write the code. Very simple. Whatever I explained, I will just write the same story over here. Okay, so now let's move to the coding part. So directions you can write. So what are the directions we have int directions is equal to, these are the directions you have, right? And then here inside this m is nothing but, you can say grid dot length, and your n value is nothing but, you can say grid, just pick the first row, it will always be there, right? And just find the length of this, right? So here constant size, if you see 1, so always you will find at least one row will be there always. Okay, so yeah, so like this. And then after that you have to keep track of the visited cells. So for that I'm going to create a boolean array. So here boolean, and here let's name it as visited is equal to new, and here boolean, and here m, and here you have to write n, and then after that you have to run loop int I is equal to 0, I is less than m, and here I plus plus, and here you have to write for int j is equal to 0, j is less than n, and j plus plus. You have to iterate over all the cells, and you are only going to start the process if you haven't visited that particular cell, right? So here if you haven't visited that I and j, so by default all the values are false, right? Then in that case you have to apply the DFS on this. So in DFS I'm going to start from very first cell, right? So I will just simply pass the grid and the current cell where I'm moving, trying to move, and the parent of these cells are nothing but -1, right? They doesn't have any parent, right, initially for these two, right? And then after that, because this is a starting point I'm taking, right? And here I will pass the visited array as well. I will update this side by side, visit it, right? So if the cycle is found, so I will just simply return true from here. And if this loop ends and still I didn't return true anywhere, then in that case what I will do, I will return false. So this is your code. Now we have to just write the DFS method here, and that is also very simple, nothing complex over there as well. So here private boolean and DFS, and here what I have to, you have to do here, you have to just pass this grid. Then after that I am passing the cell to which I am planning to move, right? So int r, or from where I'm starting to move, right? So I can say r and c, and for these two this is from where I'm starting, but for these two the parents are, I have to keep track of the parents, right? Because I don't want to visit the parent cell. So int pr, parent row, parent column, and here I will simply pass this boolean visited. So just go over here and copy this and just paste it over here, that's it. So now inside this, see, now you are starting from here. Now this r and c, right, these cells doesn't have any parent, but you are starting from here now. So visited of r and c, just mark it as visited first. Then a few base conditions also we need to check, but yeah, from this cell you can move in 4 directions. So int d in directions, you have to try all the directions, right? Not just one, you have to move to all the directions. So if you have to pick one direction, let's say, right? So then new row, and what is going to be your new column? So that is very easy, right? So you have to move in all the directions, right? You have to check all the possibilities. So whatever the existing r you have in this, if you add d0 you will move to the next row, and whatever the c value you have in this, you, if you add d of 1, okay, so two values are there na? This is at 0 index, this is at 1 index, this is at 0 index, this is at 1 index, right? So in this way you can move to next row and next column, right? Then yeah, here a few base conditions we have to check, bounds as well. So here we should not go out of bound, right? So here I will just simply check the nr value, the next row where I'm moving, it should be, it should not be less than 0, right? And the next column value should not be negative, it should not be less than 0. Same way the next row where I'm moving, it should not be greater than equal to your grid dot length, right? And same way your next column, it should not be greater than equal to grid of 0 dot length, right? So if this is the case, then simply continue from here, then you don't need to check, right? Right, so this is what we need to check. and we can only move to same character only. This is given in the problem statement. So I will also check that thing as well. So if here a grid of nr next row next column, okay, this cell value is not equal to your grid of r and c value, then in that case also you simply continue from here. Continue. Done. Right. Then definitely we can't move to the parent cell, so here I will say skip the parent cell also. So for that you can simply write, if your next rnr is equal to pr and nc is equal to pc, that simply means you are moving to the same cell, parent cell, right? Then also you need to continue. This is done. And now if while doing this, if you move to the already visited cell, right, if already visited cell, that simply means the cycle is found, right? That simply means cycle is found. So in that case what you need to do, if here you can say visited of nr and next row next c, okay, if this particular cell is already visited, then that simply means you have to return true, okay, because it is a part of same component which you have already visited. That's why you are starting and checking this condition, right? Otherwise, if still this is not the case, then maybe you have to move the dfs little bit deeper. So in that case what I will do here, if again I will call the dfs, but this time in the dfs here we are passing grid, right? So I will write the same grid here. Then next row and next here r and c, na r and c you are passing here, right? But now the new starting point, not starting point. So here from here to here I've moved, right? From here to here I moved. Now for next time from here I have to start digging, right? Maybe in dfs in all four directions, right? So what I will do, grid of, then this as my start nr and nc. And now after that we have to pass the parent pr and pc. For this in very initial case it was -1 -1, but now this time the from r and c I'm going to the new r and new c, right? So r and c are going to be the parent, right? And here again I have to pass the visited. So now if this is true, then in that case just simply return true. These are the few things that I need to take care. And here if everything is done and you still didn't return true anywhere, then in that case just return false from here. That's it. This is your code, just 45 lines of code. Now let's run it. So see, all the test cases has been passed. Now let's submit it. So see, our solution is happy, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem. And if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.